if it's bad, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna chop it down. Just, I mean, when I start, I'm gonna start and get right. I mean, I understand that I can chop something down.
Okay.
Um, okay. Good morning. I'm interviewing Ms. Shad Renlet, academic advisor for Arkansas State University. Good morning.
Good morning.
And do you mind if I ask you some questions about some of your everyday work?
Sure, go ahead.
What made you choose your profession?
Well, I started off playing basketball, and I wanted to continue being around sports. My first transition out of college was basketball operations, and so I wanted to have a greater impact because, like with working with basketball, it was like mostly recruiting and stuff like that. So I felt like working with academics, I'd be able to help them get a degree, which would actually help them more in the long run, as opposed to just playing basketball.
Do you feel like being a player, an ex-player, helps you in this profession?
Yes, because you kind of understand like what the players are going through and like what they have to deal with on a daily basis as far as like getting up early, long workouts, and still having to do class. So you kind of understand, okay, well, this is a day I need to let them have off and stuff like that. So being a former athlete helps me relate to athletes now.
So what's some of the most challenging things about your job on a day-to-day basis?
I would say for me, when some of the kids don't make it, I've had a couple of kids that didn't graduate, so that was difficult, or they quit or transfer, and you know how you get attached to different players. So watching people leave and stuff like that, that's probably the hardest part of my job. Another really difficult part of my job is also motivating kids, because if you're not motivated to get your own degree, then I really can't help you. So just trying to push people to get their own degree can kind of be challenging sometimes.
And for the people who's like not motivated, or some of the players that's not motivated, what's some of the things you could tell them, to try to give them that extra edge or push them just a step further?
That's a great question. I just give them my life story and like the things that I went through and the mistakes that I made and how I had to go the long way around to get to where I'm at now. And I'm still not exactly where I want to be, but your choices impact your life. So make good decisions and take advantage of the opportunities in front of you right now, because they might not always be there.
What's some of the things that you love about your job?
The relationships. So all my student athletes, they become my babies. They're like my kids. And so developing those lifelong relationships with those student athletes is what makes my job great.
Sometimes, we overlook, the qualifications of a job, and, we think that it's just easy to get, into a job. Can you say some of the things or the requirements that it takes to hold this job?
You have to have a master's degree. They usually want 3 to 5 years of experience. One of the things that they don't require that I do think they should require for this degree is some type of experience with counseling, because a lot of the times you have student athletes coming in, they want to vent, they want to talk about different things that's going on in their life and stuff like that. And so being somewhat prepared to how to deal with that would be beneficial to the job as well.
Even though you have a long time and you still have time to go and a lot of time to go, what's some of your goals that you want to reach before you retire, or some of the goals you want to reach before you leave?
Well, I definitely want to obtain my doctorate. I'm working on that now. That's in progress. Eventually, I would like to be a senior woman administrator, simply because that position allows you to make decisions that impact student athletes on a higher level. So like from the gear, how much gear they get, to just different policies and stuff like that can have a bigger impact on the student athletes and their experience here.
That's great. And, one of the last questions I want to ask, if you had the chance to go back and do it all over again and have to go through your master's and do everything, would you still choose the same job?
Oh, that's a really good question. Yes, I would choose it all over again, because, again, it's about the relationships and helping student athletes. Sports has afforded me a great opportunity to travel the world, meet new people, have different experiences, and I think it's a great thing. And so if I could, I would stay in the same path, because I want to give them the same experiences that I had, because there's a lot of things that you learn through sports, and it's not just playing sports, it's life lessons. So I think athletics is a great avenue for life lessons and growth.
And one last question, for somebody who's trying to come in and, get a job and get a career, what's some of the things you could tell me, or advice you could tell me to help me benefit myself right now?
The first thing is get a mentor. Get someone that's in the profession that can guide you through the ins and outs of the profession. Also, an internship would be beneficial, because a lot of times people want to see what kind of work ethic you have, and that's the best way to see, what your skill set is, what your motivation, how responsible you are is through an internship. So that would be also something that would benefit you in the career as well.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And have a great day.